everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So it is 10 Things Tuesday. This is my new series where until I feel like I'm at a reasonably smaller pile of things that I have in this big like file folder thing on my desk that need to get used up, I'm going to every Tuesday I need to film a video until I've completed using 10 things. So I don't know what the length of this video may be. It might be quick, it might be a long video, I don't know. But I do recommend this just be like a casual craft along with me, make along with me sort of thing. So my 10 things today that I just pulled out of my basket are this Amazing Nature coloring book cover. I used the pages from this in some recent dyeing that I did, avocado dyeing, which I should address because my fingers, I know, they look a wreck. They are dyed pink. The fingernails look all gritty. I promise it's just pink dye that settles into the creases of your fingernails because I have this theory that I don't want to wear gloves when I'm dyeing with non-toxic materials, but like I really should. It's just they're so uncomfortable. So anyways, so we have this coloring book cover. I have a holiday card. I have this beautiful book page, and I'm really need to figure out what I want to do with this because I want to keep it as is, but it's way too big to use for much of anything. Even a cover for a journal, it would be too large. I have a page from a 1960s yearbook. This it's this beautiful image of the moon. And then there's the poem here that probably could go with it, the moon. A children's book page. Another, this is like a black and white book plate page. This is like a little page from a merfolk book. I have another, two more of these. And these are, I think they're one big kind of poem, but we don't have to use them that way or whatever. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I don't have to use all of them. 10. Okay, let's leave the greeting card. It's extra. We're doing 10, not 11. All right, so let's start with the book cover. So yeah, grab a beverage, grab something to do, because this isn't going to be like a, I don't know, a super exciting video. I don't know, maybe it will be. I'm just going to start by just taking this apart. So I don't know how much of this is a dollar store book. I don't know how much of this backside I will use, but I do have a couple of ideas for it. So just the way it's framed, to me, this could be, it speaks to me like pockets. So I think what I would create with it would be just freeform pockets, or tuck spots rather. And it's a nice heavier weight paper, and it really lends itself to just being for beautiful tuck spots. Now this, clearly we would need to cut this off. And then this as well. Kind of go around it. I could also fussy cut it with the butterfly if I want, but I'll try to use as much of it as I can. So those will be pockets. Then the front here, we have some really pretty bird. This label's kind of cool, but I don't think I will use it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I will actually. I just thought of an idea. So, how do I want to do this? I don't want to cut that bead. Yes, I do. It's fine. We don't need this. We don't need every little thing. Okay. So I think what I want to do with this is maybe a couple of journal cards. We'll cut this bottom off here. Okay, so those are the bases for those. Then up here, I think we'll do the same as before, and we will make lovely freeform pockets. And we'll just clip away that bee. Okay. And then this, what I think I want to do is just leave a little white space around it. Okay. There we go. So I know these aren't done per se, but they are just about done. These I actually think, other than just being inked and, you know, personalized to the journal they go in, I actually think they're done. They're very thick paper. They don't need backing. And I think, you know, if I were to use them in a certain kind of journal, like say a purple journal, then I could ink this in purple. I could embellish it further, add some purple lace, what have you. But for now, I think they're good to go in my ephemera box. So that's where they're headed. Okay, so then we're left with these. They have some avocado dye on the back. We'll do something with those. The other thing I want to do with this is I just want to make a hole here. I'm going to cut this out from the inside as well. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to leave a little bit of white space and try to just cut around in here just to get rid of the label, the text on the label. And you could save these words if you wanted to. I don't need them. I'm fine without them. Okay. So now we have this nice outline. So let's think about what we want to do. I need some paper to use as a basis for this. And I've been trying to use up these big art book pages. So I'm just going to fold one in half. Then I need my scraps. Just pulling my scraps over here. Hopefully I have some kind of a neutral paper. That's what I'm looking for. Or a dyed paper scrap. Or potentially even like old newspaper or book page. That's what I want to do. This is really old newspaper. This is like 1927 newspaper. I just want to create like a cute label with this, like that. So we'll start by gluing down the newspaper, I think. The plagues of Egypt, smallpox, may have been one of the 7 diseases of darkness. Oof. Timely news from 1927 here. Okay, so just glue that down. Then grab this. Okay. Gotta get around the edges here. So today is my first day back to work, and I spent the morning just getting caught up. Thankfully, I wasn't that behind. There were none of those annoying people who work in off hours and do a bunch of stuff that gets the rest of us all behind, thankfully. Pardon me, none of those. Okay. And we'll just flatten that down. Excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat. Okay, so then I'm just going to ink up this label because it needs to kind of fade a little bit into the same color as the newspaper, I think. A little blue there. Yeah. Yeah, I think today it's very cold outside, but I'm going to get outside. I have a bunch of photography I need to do. I filmed a video on my avocado dyeing this morning. I'm not sure how I'm going to release the videos right now, in what order. So I think I'm happy with this just as a label. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of book page border. And then again, we'll have like a pre-made large label type thing that could really be a journal card if we wanted it to be, that's ready to go. And maybe I will back it as well, just because. Oh, that's my daughter's little handprints. I know it sounds awful to get rid of them, but we do art every day in this house, and so we have lots and lots of little kid stuff. And these were some of our test prints for making some nice prints to put into a book that we work on together of our handprints. So no, don't fret. If I was to keep all of the things my kids created, I would have bigger problems than just trying to clear out 10 things on Tuesday, because, yep, they create a lot of stuff. I'm noticing it's actually kind of interesting that a lot of YouTubers are doing like an organizational type challenge right now, which I guess is good, because we all need a little bit more organized workspaces. Mine isn't too bad. I am blessed enough, excuse me, to have a studio that I work in, that I'm able to keep it quite tidy. I've always just been the kind of person that as soon as I get something, I put it away right away, because it just stresses me out if I don't put it away. That's just how I am. It's not always beneficial though, because sometimes like people are like, can we do this later? But I'm like, I gotta put this away. So this is a little bit crooked. I need to straighten that out for sure. So I think I'll just do like a simple journal card with that. I think as it is, it's cute. Both of these really. So then we will just back them onto some paper, just because the back is a little stained with avocado, because I was avocado dyeing. So will this one fit on here too? No, it won't. I also have to grocery shop today a little bit, which I'm not looking forward to. We have locally gone back into stage 2. It's not lockdown, but it's like, it's disguised as such, I'll say. It's capacity limits in stores and such, so I don't know what to expect today when I go out, if it will be busy or not, but hopefully not. I sometimes think people respond in weird ways to changes, and it actually kind of makes the problem worse when everybody rushes out to the stores, because like they're being limited a little bit. It actually creates more of a problem than just, you know, shop when you need to, not because you think there's an apocalypse or something, because there isn't. We just have to do things a little smarter for a while. But enough about that stuff. We're all living the same thing, right? What else do I have to talk about? So I found a bunch of new YouTube channels. I was happy about that. One of them is the physicist farm gal. I just discovered her, and I'm really happy I did. She's really cool, and she's like a physicist and a university professor who teaches physics to physics and general education students at university, I believe. And she has a farm with lots of little animals, and she's got some really great ethics, and I like her as a person. She seems really cool, and she does all sorts of different like knitting and sewing, lots of sort of handworking kind of textile and stuff. Where is my corner patch? There it is. All right, so those, I'm going to call them done. Pop them in my ephemera. Okay, we finished using up that cover. That was not as painful as I thought. Okay, so this, I think, Yeah, these birds, there's some nice birds on here. And this one, I think I just like it as it is. It was on a merry time when Jenny Wren was young, so neatly as she danced and so sweetly as she sung. So that's a very nice thing on its own. Now the rest of this, I think I will just look through it for words. I don't think I want to keep these ducks, maybe. And some of the poetry is kind of weird, so I'm just going to quickly go through here. Yeah, a lot of this old poetry is kind of strange. Yep, that's all I want from that page. I don't like anything that's kind of either, you know, violent or mean or just bad luck kind of for animals. I just am not into any of that kind of thing. Nope, no thank you. So then I will fold this here and just stick this down. And then I will just glue these together because this is very thin and I want the paper to be a little thicker. I think that would be a really cute pocket. So that's what I'm going to make with it. I'm not even going to back it. I'm just going to make it into a pocket. And I'm going to stitch around it later. So I'll put it in my to be stitched pile. Okay. Okay, so that will get stitched and inked later. I'll put this in my ephemera box as being something that's finished. Okay, now the hard one. Oh, this is stressful. This one is stressful. So, I don't know. I love this image. And I love, like, down here what's going on. But, like, I can't use this whole thing as one piece. Like, it's got to be two. And I could honestly see myself putting that on a book cover. It's just beautiful. So let's make some decisions. So first of all, I think right here is a good spot to, oh no, I don't want to lose that bunny to rip this. Okay, hold on, maybe not. This is tough. Okay. Let's go from the top, that'll be easier. So the width I would want for this is here. And I'm just going to cut in between all these little faces. And, okay, now we've made a decision. Okay, so then I will take this ruler. And I think, yeah, right there. Okay, so we have this now. And then we have all these little tumbling kids and this bunny down here. So I do like the bunny. Don't need this. And what I think I'll do is maybe the images up here I'm not too bothered about, but I want to make something essentially with this. And to me, it, again, it says tuck spot because it's like a corner type, you know, thing. This I can just do away with, don't need it. So now we have two pieces. So let's get some paper to back those. Okay, I just took a little break to essentially just stitch around this, oops, that would be my motion detector, sorry about that. So just to stitch around this, backed it, so now we have this large piece that I could use on a book cover, I think for like some kind of like a nature-y, like Mother Nature type style journal. That would be beautiful. And then I just stitched around this little pocket and it's good. And the other pocket, it was self-explanatory. I just cut around it and backed it. Okay, next. So we have this beautiful page from this Merfolk book. Now I'm just going to trim. There's like this annoying little edge of this other book page that I just want to carefully tear off. Okay, it's good. It's gone. So we've got this duck with this little cutie here. And then on back, we have this in summer. Nymphs curl up and doze, sleeping soundly by the pond where lilies shine and gently rock and sweet the air with wispy frond. So I feel like this would be cute in like a fairy journal or something. And I've been collecting for quite some time things for fairy journals. So my way of using this up is literally just adding it to my fairy journal stash that I need to get a basket for. So I have all of these baskets that I kind of keep collections of things for, and I think it's due time. I've been planning for a long time to get started on some fairy journals and stuff, so this is going to be the basket to begin that. So I will, over time, dig out all the things that I've been collecting for this and get going on it because it's long overdue. Okay, so next we have this page of all of these people from this school. So this one is going to be a little complicated maybe. Well, not really. I have an idea that I've been playing with. Let me see if I have some. I have these like little tabs that I've cut. And they're cut from paint samples. And I love the idea of just cutting out these little guys, just two of them. Now this is certainly not going to use this up, but maybe what I can do is just turn off the camera, make a few of these, and come back to you and show them to you. And then maybe also, I won't use the entire page to do these tabs, but let's just see what it would look like, because I think they would be really fun. So if we had a tab on the page, I would potentially, I don't know, overhang it or no. Maybe no, just put them on the tabs. I love this already, love it. Yep, already loving it. Okay. So yeah, so imagine you have, you know, hold on. Okay, so this is your journal page. Then you've got this guy, these guys, these cuties, these heartthrobs, right? How cute is that? Okay, so that's the plan. Now, the other things that I'm thinking about with this are obviously, you know, you can make a journal card, a pocket, whatever, out of like the geometrical shapes here. But I think I'm just going to make a bunch of these. So let me just have a little time to do that, and I will come back to you and show them to you. Okay, so I finished up working on these, and look how super cute they are. Let me bring them up here for you so you can see. So I did a few things. So these are all of the little people here that I prepared. So we have tabs that are two-sided, and then I had a bunch of these kind of little shapes that were punched out, and I thought they were just cute. And then I ran out of steam because this is like a lot of work. And then I just took the rest from that page and I made two tags and then this little label. I put eyelets in all of them and added some lace to these ones. And I'm totally feeling like it would be a lot of fun to do a journal that was like kind of based around a yearbook, or like a vintage heartthrobs, or like some kind of like vintagey feeling journal that's more, I'd say, like around people kind of based. Like, yeah, it just kind of got me thinking about that. So those are done. I can put those away. into my huge bin of bits and bobs. Well, not huge, but getting huger, because I really have been building up a lot of little bits of ephemera like this for collaging, so it's actually a good thing. And then these can head off to my ephemera box. Okay, so what are we left with here? So we have this page. This image is from a vintage children's book. It's There Was an Old Woman Who Lived in a Shoe, but if you can tell, the image itself is quite blurry. It's not a very quality print, but these, however, are very sweet. So I like all of these images. So I was thinking about maybe doing tags with these little birds, or a tag. So let's just kind of create a base to do that with. So maybe about like this width. Let's call this a good width for a tag here. And then I'll just glue the corners down here a little. Not a ton of glue, because I will stitch whatever I'm doing here. And then I need some kind of a background. And this has been staring at me for quite some time. It's a magazine page, and I feel like I really want to use it. So let's cut out this. And then maybe also just cut the end off here. And we might want to go a little more narrow. And then I just want to like probably do that right down the middle here. So let's just glue this. Okay. And we can cut this off here. There. Okay. Yeah, okay. Great. Okay. Now I think I just want to trim a little off the bottom still, because that looks a little weird. There we go. And then I'm going to back it first. Some packaging paper here. So if you're crafting along with me, tell me a little bit about what you're working on. What are you doing? Are you making a journal? Are you making ephemera? Are you finishing up a challenge? I have so many things on my plate right now. I've got multiple projects kind of on the go, which I can't share, unfortunately, quite yet, but I will eventually. Okay, so now we have the base for the tag. Then I think I can probably just clip it as well. Okay. And I love these little birds. So I'm just going to tear them out. Piece, which I think I'll just cut some of this so that I can actually get to this little bird. Okay, so that's those two. This one I think I'm just going to make a stamp out of it. I'm just going to grab my stamp, one of my stamp punches here, and just it's because it's a smaller image. I think it would be cute. Like that. Okay. All right, there we go. So now we have this little bird stamp. And then we'll look at this and see, is there anything on here that we want to keep? I don't think so. Nope. Okay, so then we have these little birds, and I'm planning to put them on this background. I think. Do we want both of them or just one on this background? Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead with this one bird. And let me move this out of the way so it's not jarring. But I think it needs some kind of like a little bit of a background. So what I'm going to do is just glue it on here. And then actually, I think I'm going to do a little bit of stitching around. Give me one moment. Okay, so I actually ended up stitching both of these the same way because I ended up just really liking how this looks on this piece of paper that now I don't want to use it on here. So I think instead I will go with this bird. And I'm just going to kind of freeform cut around. Just trim these little thread bits. So then what if we put that on here, and then I have these two little snippets here, and I don't know, two might be too big actually. It would take up the entire background. We don't want that. I'm trying to decide how I'd want to lay that out. That's actually cute as it is. Then I just want to ink a little around both of these with some red. Okay. And then while I'm inking, actually, I might as well, I wanted to put a little green ink right on these leaves. I'm just going to do it with the corner of this very gingerly, sort of. It's kind of like a hint. There we go. Okay, now we will get the art glitter glue to glue this down. Just because it is folder, it's a little thicker. Come on, there we go. Whoops. Okay. Right there. And this one I don't need to use art glitter glue. So it's a little thinner. There we go. And this one I think I'll add over here maybe, because it's cute. Then I'm not going to use red on that one though. I'm just going to use some vintage photo around the edges of this little bit. All right, now we have this, we have this. I'm just going to cut this off here. I may use this for something. It's kind of interesting. Let's try to think about this. No, I don't think so. Okay, I have to back this though. And then this one is already backed. Okay. Then it needs some kind of there we go. Slot punch. And I think I'll put some lace in here. Here's one. Sorry, I'm just grabbing lace off camera here. And then I will stitch around this one for sure. Okay, that out of the way. Then this one. I will stitch around this one too, maybe with like a zigzag stitch or something to just kind of give it a nice border. Okay, so that'll go in the to be stitched kind of pile. Put this away. Take a couple of little tears of that and put it in my scraplets over there. And we'll get rid of the blue page because let's not glue our hands to anything. Okay, next we have a children's book page. So the part of this that appeals to me the most are these two birds in this tree. So I think that's what I'm going to work with. And I think it will be a really cute journal card. And on this side, we'll just check for anything a few days later. Yeah, we just check for little bits of word snippets. This one's cute, out collecting berries. That could come in handy. One. Okay, a hole in a tree trunk. That's cute too. Live in this tree. That'll be the last one that I will grab. Actually, to live in this tree. To live in this tree. If only. I want to live in a tree. Okay, and that's all scrap. Okay, now I'll just probably trim this down a little. It looks like we have some kind of a owl wing over here that we don't need. So that's a better size, I think, for a journal card. This is decently nice, thick paper. So I'm going to use paper bag because I have just a never-ending supply of paper bags that are jamming up my life right now. But better than plastic, right? So the other thing I don't like about this, the paper bags, I mean, I really try not to get bags. I try to use reusable bags, but sometimes I do end up getting a little more than I realize, or I forget my bags, and so I have to get paper bags. It's like, they're so difficult to carry. Okay, sorry, I had to take a little break there. So I backed this and I stitched around it. So it's backed in packing paper. And then I'm thinking I just want to add maybe a little bit of this tatting here to the top because it's cute, cute. So where is my, here it is, Fabri-Tac. And I'm just going to add it right on the back of the tatting here. There we go. Just drop it in place, and then I'm going to get my spatula to just push that down so that I'm not covering my fingers in Fabri-Tac. Because my hands are already an avocado dye wreck, right? So let's not make the situation worse. And okay. So that I think is so cute, super cute. And we could actually add a little, let's add a little word snippet. Maybe that, to live in this tree. That'd be so sweet because it's just cute. Right here. Just want to ink this a little bit. It's still tacky. There we go. Okay. All right, that one's done. We have, I think, 2 pieces left. Oh, 3 pieces, I lied. But this might actually go together. We'll see. So we have this amazing image of the moon. I could cover the center of it if I wanted to. Okay, so now we'll continue along and work on this piece. So I think I want to combine these two together. I want to take the label and the poem and add it here to this beautiful image. So I think I'm just going to kind of fussy cut around the label a bit. Then I'm going to also just cut out this. And what I'm thinking is putting this here and then just kind of adding the poems a little bit off center, the parts of the poem here, and then using this whole frame, maybe. So I guess I'll just decide on what frame I want to use first, and I think it'll be this one. So we'll just cut this out. I'm hoping as time goes on that I'm just going to get a little bit quicker at going through and making 10 pieces of ephemera. We'll see. It really does take a lot of thought, though, about what you're trying to do. Okay. So let's try this again. So the moon. Maybe, actually, we have this extra frame. So I can think a little more about maybe filling it up over here. I don't want to lose that little person there. Yeah, I like that because like the most important thing to me to try to preserve was this beautiful moon at the top. The rest of it's just kind of, it's like, you know, a landscape sort of, but it's not that important to me. So I now want to just add a bunch of like yellowy inking to this. So I'm just going to get a brush to do that because I think that will be what works best. Just make sure our brush is clean, and it is relatively. Yep. So first I just want to ink this moon. And I want to ink the label. So, and then I think for the poem, I'm not going to ink it with yellow. I'm going to actually just go around the edges in black soot. And this is the first poem. I can't mix these up. Just to kind of frame it a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So let's glue this down now. Okay. Just fold this page over so we don't get all sticky here. There we go. There we go. Now just straighten this out a little. All right. So now this is quite stark white, so I think I want to do a couple of things. I want to add a little bit of, you know what, not vintage photo. I don't know. No, not vintage photo. I think like maybe antique linen would be nice or something like that. Weathered wood, no. There's antique linen. Okay, and I'll do that with a brush as well. Maybe this one. Just gotta scrub out any old color that's in there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's the color I'm looking for. Just to make it kind of a little more like manila or something. Just give it off the black a little though. And I don't think I'll go over the text. I think I'm just going to go over this edge. Yeah. Because a little black and white is nice, but I just didn't want the whole thing to be so starkly white. All these inks away. Okay. I was thinking of putting gold around the edge, but I almost think it doesn't really need it, and I don't want to like interrupt the kind of moon feeling of the whole thing. So I think I'm just going to be happy with this, and I'm going to glue it down on some backing paper. That back out again. All right, that's done. It's our last piece, and all I want from this is just this little cute little cutout of these kiddos. And I want to make like a tuck spot with it, I think. You know what else might be really cute with this? Would be watercoloring it in. So let's just take a look. We will save a few things. We will save, how does your garden grow? Maybe we will save silver bells and cockle shells, just because I feel like, you know, those are both really, like, they're plants, and also they aren't, like, it's like an iconic bit of words that I think people would think, hey, where did I hear that from? Okay, so none of that will get kept. So that's the end of this. I just need to glue it down and cut it out and make a pocket. So this was the first of the Tuesday 10, where I'm going to make 10 things from my use it up bin, because I have this big basket on the back of my desk that is just full of things like book pages and other random papers that are just kind of in a half state of use, and I want to use them all up until I have a whole bunch of ephemera and not a whole bunch of like scrap paper. So that's the end for today, and I thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back again soon. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it so much if you did, and I hope you have a really lovely day. Bye for now.